So Thursday is whenever I went to get my catheter put in for my dialysis that's coming up. And Anna's making funny things at me. I don't care, okay? So anyway, Kent, he's got OCD and he worries about everything, but he was awake, and all the way up he was talking to me like, oh, blah, 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 whatever. And he kept thinking I was going to fall asleep. Well, I kept thinking he was going to fall asleep, but neither one of us did.
This was like 3 o'clock, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was, 3 o'clock in the morning, because we had to be up there by 5. Well, then we got there a half an hour early, and so we had to go in by a different entrance and walk to where we had to go. And so then we're sitting there waiting, to get in, and the lady that checked us in even was really, she was super, super nice, because we were talking about, that we had to be there early, and she said, yeah, you got to always go early, because, you never know what's going to happen on the highway going to and from. And then she was telling us about different things that had happened to her. She said, I only live 15 miles away, and she said, I still have to leave early. But she was real sweet and got us into the room and everything, and then she said, now you got to go downstairs, and you got to go around the corner, and around another corner, and around another corner. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get lost by the time I get there. But I got there, and we were in there, and they were just really, all of them were super nice in there, and really made me feel better.
Were you scared?
I was terrified. And I don't think so much I was terrified of the surgery itself. It's just of knowing what's going to happen after the surgery.
The unknowing.
Knowing that I'm going to have to do this dialysis thing and all that. And that's the part that was terrifying me more than anything. And then the other thing was I had forgotten and taken a medicine at 7 o'clock, and I wasn't supposed to take it for 24 hours. So kids like, well, just don't say nothing, don't say nothing. And I'm like, I gotta say something. It might be something that'll, make me bleed to death or something. I don't know. And so I said something to the anesthesiologists, and they said, okay, no problem. We'll check. We'll keep you, balanced out. And
that was a good decision.
Because I thought, oh my gosh, I can't not say something because, and then kids like, well, are we going up there for nothing? And I'm like, I don't know, but I know I gotta say something. So, I told them, excuse me. And so,
you just threw your husband under the bus, right?
Oh, well. He's been under the bus many times. God love him.
And I'll probably be there more.
Oh, yeah. But we went, we did the whole procedure and everything, and I don't remember anything. After you're knocked out, you don't remember. And whenever I got back...
So how long did the procedure take to insert the catheter?
I think it took somewhere for about 30 to 45 minutes.
What did Kent do throughout all that?
Well, he went and got a cup of coffee. Well, the coffee cup that he had was bigger than what dispensed. So then he had to wait for the coffee to warm up again so he could dispense it again. So he could get his cup all the way filled up. And I thought, my gosh, he's gone a long time just waiting on getting a cup of coffee. And by the time he got back, he's like, he's telling me, what y'all had to do. And, then they were coming to get me, and, here I go. So, and I have no idea where they took me, but my gosh, on the way back, I wasn't, my eyes open, but I could hear, I was being taken down hallways. It felt like I was down 15 different hallways. They were running me here, there, and everywhere else. And I finally got back in, and they said, well, would you like a sandwich? I'm like, I can't even, my eyes are not open, and they want me to eat something? And I couldn't take, my throat was so dry, I couldn't spit, and and so they gave me ice chips, and then I asked for one of those SEPA calls, because sometimes that'll just,
kind of give you
everything.
Saliva.
And they said, well, we have to get permission from the doctor. And I'm like, please just do it. Come on. But anyway, so I wasn't there for very long. And they're like, okay, well, you got to go now. I'm like, I'm not even awake. But I got up and I got dressed and everything. And we headed out. But the whole trip home, God love Kent. He had to just be laughing his butt off because we went to McDonald's to get a burger. And I said, well, I just want a plain cheeseburger. So I'm taking a bite of this cheeseburger and I'm like, it was just balling up in my mouth. It was like, so I had to put ice chips in there so I could actually swallow the darn thing. And then at one point I told him, I said, can I have a drink of your water? And he said, yeah. And so here I am. I take this and I'm like this. And my eyes are just closed. And I'm like this for I don't know how long. And Kent's like, are you going to drink? Are you going to, what are you doing? I'm like, oh yeah. And
But you totally fell asleep.
I did. It was right here. I was out. And he just started laughing. And I'm like, I can't help it.
So where was God in all this, Donna?
God was right there. He knew that I was worried and I was scared. But he just calmed my fears. Everything was fine.
You mentioned the first person you met there was just so peaceful and nice.
They were all really just,
That's where God was.
Yeah. He was in everybody who was there. I mean, they were all super duper nice.
He prepared. I mean, how many of us have been praying for a long time for this?
Yes.
And my phone's about to die.
It's not a pat on the back for us for praying, but God heard.
Oh, no.
And He walked you through it.
And you got home safely.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
Ken probably got a good laugh out of it because
he
God
did.
knew yesterday that you're going to throw him under the bus today.
Yeah.
Can't remember that laughter, okay?
Yeah.
So, hey, we love you.
I was snoring most of the way home. I heard myself. I went myself, oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah.
But God is good, and He's going to take care of everything, and I feel good about that.
And He's in your tomorrows. He knows today where you're going to be throughout this whole dialysis and where you're going to be beyond that.
Yeah.
So, do you ever just give it to God, or?
Oh yes, all the time.
Does the worry still come back sometimes?
Oh, sometimes, but usually it's just kind